Hello everyone, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my process on doing this character design sheet thing. So let's get to it. So first off, we have my character Theo. I have drawn Theo before, so I just grabbed those images and just put them in for reference. This is what he looks like. So now let's talk a bit about Theo to get to know him a bit better. So his personality is a bit mellow and kind of quiet, if that even is a personality. But he is very smart. What kind of smart do you ask? You guys probably didn't ask that, but he's very good at problem solving. And just thinking overall, like for example, if you were to ask him a question, even like the most simplest question, he would take a moment to think about your question and just take a bit to answer. So you might ask him a question and he'll kind of just wait there a bit and then answer, because he's just thinking in his head what's the best possible way to answer this question in his opinion, because he doesn't want to do an over like a very long unnecessary answer if it's unneeded. And also he tries to think of how will the person take this information, like will they be offended, will they not, will they even care? So he just thinks a moment and then answers to the best of his knowledge. So right here I'm just drawing him like playing chess against nobody currently. I didn't draw the other person, so I don't know if he's playing against himself, that would kind of be funny, or playing with another person, but he's just sitting there kind of just thinking of what the best move will be. So like the first drawing I did, I kind of just did a sketch to get a feel for him and just kind of warm myself up for the day. And then here I was trying to do a full body and trying to figure out what he will wear on the lower half, because I haven't drawn him often, so that's why I was doing this character design sheet kind of thing, to get to know what he wears, his signature outfit kind of thing. Oh, and by the way, if you guys are wondering what I'm using to draw for today, I'm using the app Procreate. And if you want to know more about Procreate, I did do a review on my YouTube channel for Procreate, so I suggest you should check that out if you're wondering if you should get it or not. Okay, so here I'm doing a straight on facing thing. So I use the symmetry tool in Procreate to just draw this, and I really like using the symmetry tool when doing straight on, because it just helps so much for me, because I don't know, it's kind of hard for me to just not do it with the symmetry tool, but yeah. So with this facial expression, I try to do his signature I guess expression, because I feel some characters there's a signature expression, oh, this character is more upset most of the time or more cheerful, you know? So he's kind of more mellow, and he's not upset, he's just happy, just doesn't show it a lot. And with this other expression, I try to do a different expression, I keep saying expression, from what he normally does, but I didn't want it to just be some random one crying, even though he wouldn't cry often. So I'm if he were to have a facial expression, what would it be? So I did that. So yeah, and I really love the colors I did and just everything. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering what is that, why is there a 9 of clubs, this whole story I'm coming up with is evolving around playing cards and just all that stuff, so that's why that's there. Oh, and I try to do a little signature of how he would write his name and how his handwriting is and just all of that. So yeah, so I hope you like this drawing, and there's so much more I wish I could have said about him, but it's time to move on to the next drawing. So now is a completely different character. His name is Scott, and he has an Irish accent, even though his name's Scott, and I feel he should be from Scotland, but I don't know. I'm imagining he was born in Scotland, but his parents were Irish. It's kind of complicated. But I really like this character. He's just the total opposite from Theo. He's just very cheerful and all of that jazz. So basically here, I'm just doing the same process as I did with the last drawing, just a different character. So instead of just talking about the drawings, I'm gonna just talk about his personality and just him a bit more. So with Scott, his personality is very cheerful and very nice, and he really loves just to play. It could be outside or play a video game or just hang out with friends in general. And he really likes to make rubber band bracelets and just call them friendship bracelets and just gives them to his friends, and he's here you go, and they're just you really didn't have to make me another one. He's but I wanted to, and they're okay. And he also works at a little restaurant. He doesn't own the restaurant or anything. He just works there, and I imagine he's the cashier or something. And I just love him so much. And he's like that character, just likes to joke around and everything, but he does know when to stop, and you can talk to him about serious things. He will like try to like calm himself down if you're trying to vent to him. So yeah. Anyways, so with this drawing I'm doing now, I'm doing the same thing as I did with Theo, with changing his personality. Not changing his personality, but like changing his facial expression just a tiny bit. Like if he were to have like a different expression or something. Oh, and also Scott has freckles all over his face. And also just like kind of spread throughout his body or anything. Not anything. But like he just has a lot of freckles, and I really like that. And I'm thinking after he's done working at the restaurant, because I'm trying to think of in the future of where will he work, and I just imagine what if he works at like a little flower shop. So that's why I put a little flower there. Oh my gosh, I'm talking way too fast for my brain to comprehend. But whenever I like color him or anything, I just think her name was Merida from like the movie Brave, because like she kind of like just has the similar color palette to him. And I also really like the hand I drew there with like the little bracelet thing. And yeah, I just really like this. So yeah, I do prefer the like Theo drawing just more, because I feel like I had more like in it. I don't know, but I love both of them. So yeah, now to move on to the next drawing. So now for the last and final drawing for today is Pedro. Sorry, I'm trying to say it with like a Hispanic accent, but I cannot. I don't have an Hispanic accent, but whatever. So as you see, he has something going on with his skin. It's this skin condition that I forgot what it's called. I'm gonna try to remember. Is it vitiligo? I honestly don't know. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I could be really like sounding really stupid right now. But then again, when do I not sound stupid? So anyway, so this is Pedro. And he's a little baby boy. I just love him. I don't know why I had that weird accent. But he's actually in a different friend group than like not Pedro. He's Pedro. Than Scott and Theo. Scott and Theo hang out with like the same dude, but this guy hangs out with another person. Because if you guys notice later on, he has I think a 5 of hearts, and the other ones have clubs. So he's in like a different friend group than they are. So yeah. Oh, and the friend group he is in is like very athletic and just like likes to play outside, and just they're outdoors people, but he is not. He's like, oh man, we're playing basketball again, dang it. He likes to stay inside more, but he hasn't found that friend that just likes to stay inside. He doesn't know that the other people exist. So I'm thinking eventually when he does find them, he's like, oh, this is heaven. Yes, I get to stay inside now, because those 2 other characters that I drew earlier are more like indoor people. Like Scott doesn't mind going outside, but he does like staying inside a bit more. But he honestly doesn't care, so yeah. Oh, by the way, super random fact, but recently I wrote down all the names of my characters and counted them, and I have 61 characters. Like, holy moly. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. Anyways, but I really like Pedro and just his like fluffy hair and just like everything, and just I want to eat him. You know you did a good drawing when you feel like eating it. So yeah. And notice all the characters that I drew today were all boys. I don't know why I did that. Don't question it or think too much into it, but I did. Oh, and also with all of them, I try to write their names on how their handwriting would be, but with Scott and Pedro, it was kind of hard because, I don't know, I feel like Theo was easy because it was like cursive kind of, but yeah. Oh, and by the way, why there's like a no nachos and there's like Gamer Boy, because he has a little stomach problem or whatever. Like, I need to look more into it to properly tell you what it is, but basically his stomach's built different, okay? So yeah, that is Pedro. So I hope you guys liked all the drawings I did today. With all my characters, there's a lot that I kind of left out because it's kind of hard to just tell you like the whole history of all my characters in just one video. So if you guys like this video, I will, if you do or don't like this video, I will make more of my like videos of drawing my characters because I just love them all. So yeah, I really do hope you guys like this video and enjoyed it. So yeah, bye. You know, I almost have 100 videos on my YouTube channel. Like the last time I checked, I had have 97 videos. So I have an idea on what to make for the 100th. And I'm trying so hard not to accidentally post something that isn't this video on the 100 video on accident. So yeah, I'm trying to do that. So yeah.